you know that your mind cannot distinguish between what you imagine with detail and what you experience in the 3D? Yeah, it's true. Your mind is perceiving your imagination as reality just as much as your perception of your 3D world. And that's what I want to talk about in today's video. I want to talk about how the subconscious cannot distinguish between imagination and reality, and why your imaginal acts, including visualization, including inner conversations, are such powerful tools for shaping your reality. We're going to get into the neuroscience behind this, why oftentimes performers and athletes and people who are successful use visualization in their daily practice in order to achieve what they want. We're going to talk about how this works, the neuroscience behind it, and some tips to help you strengthen your imaginal acts so that you can begin to feel it real and start to experience the things that you want to experience. By the way, hi, I'm Missy Renee. And on this channel, we talk all things manifestation and the law of assumption. So if that's a topic that you want to learn more about, then definitely be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that bell icon for notifications, and if you enjoy these videos, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you're interested in any of my resources, such as my coaching programs, my workshops, or masterclasses, you can find all that information down in the description box, so don't forget to check that out. Now, in this video, I am going to be referencing visualization quite a bit, but I want to be abundantly clear that this applies for any kind of imaginal act that is genuinely felt. So if you are somebody that personally struggles with visualization, do not worry. I will also be offering some tips to help assist and point to some other videos that I've made to offer more reference and guide on visualization. But just so you are aware, there is no be-all end-all technique. And though visualization is powerful, it is certainly not the only tool in your arsenal when it comes to your manifestation. With that said, we need to clear up a few things about visualization and about your imaginal acts in general. Because the way that we have been conditioned to think from a very young age is that imagination is fantasy. That's la la land. It's fiction. It's not real. And this could not be further from the truth. Visualization is not just a spiritual technique. It's not just woo-woo or positive thinking. It is not just pretending or playing make-believe. Visualization and your imaginal acts are neuroconditioning. Every time that you create a vivid mental image or an intense imaginal session, your mind and your nervous system begin to adapt to that experience as if it is happening right now. Imagination is not separate from reality. It is the blueprint that reality follows. Because contrary to what we might believe, your mind does not determine what is real based on physical evidence alone. It determines what is real based on what we repeatedly experience, whether that experience is physical or mental. And to give you guys an example of what I'm talking about here, let's look at how your mind interprets your world. Because as we all know, your brain is currently residing inside your skull in complete darkness. It never directly sees your physical reality. It is not the same as looking out a window and seeing everything in front of you. It never directly sees your world. It never directly sees your specific person. It never directly sees your bank account balance, your body or your physical experience, or any of your physical circumstances. Your brain is only receiving electronic signals, signals that are picked up through your senses. And here is the crucial part. When you vividly imagine something, your brain often generates those same signals internally. From your brain's perspective, the source of the signal matters less than the signal itself, which means that if the sensory experience is vivid enough, if it is intense enough, your brain begins to respond as though this is actually happening to you. This is why you can feel genuine fear when you have a nightmare. Why you start having physical sensations when you are dreaming. This is why you can feel happiness, relief, loneliness, sadness, just from your imaginal acts alone. And your mind and your body and your nervous system reacts the same to these imaginal experiences as it does the physical ones. What this boils down to is that to your mind, experience is experience, whether that is internal or external. And the crazy part is that science has shown this to be true. Many brain imaging studies have shown that when people visualize an action, the same parts of the brain are lit up as if they were performing that action physically. If you visualize yourself running, motor areas of the brain begin to activate. If you visualize being hugged or loved by someone, emotional and sensory regions begin to activate. Your mind begins rehearsing the experience. And the effect is that these neural pathways are strengthened, as though you were actually having these experiences that to you are only mental. This is the power of your imaginal acts, and how your imaginal acts shape you and your self-concept, which thus in turn shape your physical reality and your 3D experience. And that's why we have to be very, very careful that we're not looking at this purely through the lens of trying to do this technique to get this outcome. Because this isn't just about getting something external. This is about changing who you identify as. If you repeatedly imagine yourself as somebody who is confident, somebody who is secure, somebody who is successful, somebody who is respected, your mind is going to automatically and naturally make those updates to your self-concept, to the beliefs and assumptions that you hold, which means that your expectations change, your reactions change, your emotional baseline changes. You start to think and feel and act like the person who has what you want, the person who is successful, who is loved, who is respected. And from there, your reality begins to reflect that shift. And this is exactly what we mean when we talk about changing yourself, changing your self-concept. That is the entire cornerstone of this practice, and it is ultimately the objective no matter what it is you desire to manifest. Because your subconscious mind does not learn things through words. It learns things through experience. This is why intense emotional experiences have those kind of lasting impressions. This is why a single painful event can shape your reactions and your perception for years. This is why one powerful moment of success can permanently increase your confidence, because your subconscious mind is shaped by what feels real to you. And what feels real is determined by sensory vividness and that intensity of feeling, not by whether it physically happened or not. Basically, if you imagine something vividly enough, with as much sensory detail and as much engagement as possible, your subconscious mind is going to record that as experience. And from there, it begins to operate as though it were true. And it doesn't take much observation to really see that this is true. It's not even something that we need to learn, because it's something that we are already naturally doing. We're already using our imagination all the time unconsciously. Unfortunately, it tends to be for things that we don't want. We imagine worst case scenarios. We replay painful memories. We anticipate rejection, mentally rehearse failure. And then the subconscious mind goes and accepts those images, those mental acts, as real. And that produces the behavioral responses, the reactions, the triggers, consistent with those types of experiences. So when it comes to conscious manifestation, we are just taking the thing that we are already doing all the time naturally, automatically, and being more deliberate with what we imagine and what we allow ourselves to entertain and what we allow ourselves to feel with that degree of intensity. This is about choosing what you repeatedly experience internally, because that is how beliefs are formed. Beliefs and assumptions are formed through experience. But again, if your mind cannot distinguish an internal experience from an external one, then we have the power to deliberately and intentionally experience what we want to have versus what we don't. This is about choosing what is impressed subconsciously. This is about choosing your identity. And with that, everything must follow. Everything must then be projected in your 3D world. This is the power of your imagination. What it boils down to is the fact that your subconscious is not able to distinguish a vividly imagined experience from a physical one. It responds to both. It records both, and it integrates both. This is why imagination is not fantasy, but instruction. Every imaginal act that you feel as real is telling the subconscious mind who you are. And your subconscious mind, being non-partial, faithfully executes that identity that you have imagined, that identity that you have experienced. And once we understand this, once we understand the power of your imaginal acts and how by deliberately choosing the internal experience that you want and feeling it with all the distinction and tones of reality that you can muster, will ultimately bring about the change within yourself, the change in your self-concept, and ultimately the change in your physical world. When you repeatedly imagine yourself to be somebody who is loved, somebody who is successful, somebody who is abundant, somebody who is respected and prioritized, your mind naturally begins adapting to that state. It begins to recognize this as familiar. It begins to accept this as your baseline. And this is what changes everything. The more that we come to realize this and grasp this, that is how we shape our self-concept and what we are identifying as. And that shaping of your self-concept is exactly how you're going to manifest literally anything and everything you want. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope this helped to break down the importance of your imaginal acts, the objective of your imaginal acts, and a better understanding of how your mind works in context of conscious manifestation. If you did enjoy this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you are interested in checking out any of my other resources, I'll have links down in the description box below to my coaching programs, my workshops, my masterclasses, my blog, my podcast, my social links. Got a ton of great resources down in that description box below. So don't forget to check that out. Also be sure to check out the other videos on this channel. Don't forget to check out my Manifestation Fundamentals playlist. Each video is a different topic, but it all talks about how to manifest the best life ever. So until we meet next time, you guys, as always, please take care, be well, and never forget how powerful you truly and actually are. Happy manifesting, guys.